Good afternoon, fellow Plexers. In today's video, I want to help Andrew prep to clone his Windows install of Plex on a new SSD. So the issue is his media is not on the drive being cloned, so we're not really moving a server, but we're doing more than simply cloning an operating system. So I'm going to use the test movie library on my Synology DS1520 NAS. We're going to simulate moving a library folder, which in essence is what he might do. I'm not sure if he's using external drives or separate internal drives for his Plex media on his PC. But what we can't guarantee, and what I can't guarantee because I don't use Windows 10 or Windows 11, is how that Windows install will interpret those internal or external drives. He may need a new path to his media once external drives are plugged in, or once his cloned Windows installation sees or he fixes any problems with the internal drives being seen by that Windows install. So right now I'm prepping moving a small media library on my Synology structure. So this library currently, let's edit it. It currently points to this. Now Plex is running in a Docker container, so this Plex movies is an alias to a folder that's above this movie main folder. So if we go to my structure, the Docker container links to this subfolder, movie-libraries. So then it can see anything in it. So currently this library is pointed to this test public domain media. Well, to simulate moving that library to different structure, I've created this subfolder called movie-main cloned with the same media in it. So this will represent his external or internal drives maybe being seen in a different location by his clone Plex install. So hopefully all that makes sense. So it's really easy. Before he moves any media, you need to go into the settings of the server, and you need to go to the library section under settings, and you need to uncheck scan my library automatically, uncheck run a partial scan when changes are detected. I'm going to uncheck include music libraries, and I'm going to uncheck empty trash automatically after each scan. And you have to remember to slide down and save the changes. Okay, we had a slight pause for a cough. So once those changes are saved, now you can go back into the Manage Libraries entry, go into that library, and I'm going to hit the three dots here, Manage Library, Edit. I'll click Add Folders, and now I'm going to browse to that new location. So I'm looking for that same Docker container alias that leads to this structure. So here's where it was. On the clone system, it'll still be this path, but it may not lead to that external or internal separate drive. So now I'm going to click to where the path is a known good path, and you see the media. So I will add it, and then I'll save changes. Let's see what's going on here. Well, for some reason, I'm still scanning automatically, which, oh no, I'm not scanning automatically. I added a new path, and Plex is scanning that. So I'm in the Library tab, and if I check all, because I have two valid paths, all these movies will be listed as duplicates. So if I go back in and edit now, and this is where Andrew wants to get, he won't have them listed as duplicates because the original path won't exist anymore. And if it does show as a duplicate, all it means is that his clone drives picked up his external or internal extra drives exactly the same way as the old SSD boot drive did. So if he sees a clone drive, that's not, or if he sees duplicates, that's not a bad thing. If he doesn't see duplicates, this was a good precaution to take. So either way, you go back into Manage Library and you remove the original path and you keep the new path and you save your changes. And let's see, let's do a manual scan now. And suddenly they won't be duplicated anymore as it finishes scanning. Well, I'm sorry, this movie is duplicated because I have multiple versions on the server of this movie. So it really is that simple. And again, the precautions to take before shutting down your regular server before you clone the boot drive is to go into the settings, go to Settings Library, turn off Scan My Library Automatically, turn off the Run a Partial Scan, turn off Include Music Libraries and Automatic Updates, even turn off Scan My Library Periodically that I didn't mention at first, and turn off or uncheck Empty Trash Automatically. Once you're sure the media is scanned again, you can recheck these options as you see fit. But that's how you move a library on a Synology NAS if you want to move library structure to a new volume. That's how you move it if you want to copy everything to a bigger USB drive. And when you plug it back in, the new drive might not be seen as the original drive. So you'd go through these steps and just add the new path and remove the old path. If you're reshuffling media on a single hard drive or moving it between multiple hard drives, this is how you preserve your existing metadata. And as always, let's always talk about proper structure. I use the TMDB source ID instead of IMDb on everything, and I also put it in the file name. It's not required. Good proper Plex structure ensures that every movie or every episode scans in as what it's supposed to be the first time and every time. If you have weak structure and weak file names, and you go to rescan a library that has a couple 500 titles or a couple 5,000 titles, and originally you had to fix match all those titles, before you do any operation where you move your media or set up a new Plex server or move a Plex server, fix your media first. Get it into nice compliant status. And FileBot's always the answer in my opinion for that. So this might be a prep that Andrew needs to do too. But even if he has poor structure and poor file names, this method won't lose any metadata that he has already. So thanks for watching and happy Plexing.